And we are back on this Wednesday with today's checklist, taking a closer look at stress and how it impacts us.
Whether it be family finances, maybe a looming deadline at work, stress is a natural reaction for all of us, but it can manifest differently for men and women.
Here to help us manage, it is a dynamic duo that we know and love, NBC News medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar and NBC News medical reporter Dr. Akshay Syal. Okay, Dr. Syal, first of all, good morning to you both, but I want to jump right into the basics with you. When we're feeling stressed, what's actually happening in our bodies?
It's a great question. And, stress has both an emotional and physical component. I think most of us have sort of felt that, your hands start shaking. And so what's really going in the body? So, if you're faced with a new stress, like a new job, or you're the Mumford & Sons playing in front of thousands of people, your body starts to release adrenaline. And what happens with that, right? Your heart rate goes up. Your blood pressure goes up. You might start breathing a little bit faster. These are good things in the short term. I mean, think about it. If you're going camping and a bear starts coming after you, your body needs to adapt. The problem is if this becomes all the time, if you start reacting to stress all the time, every little thing starts causing that response, that turns into chronic stress, and that can be harmful for the body.
Somehow I feel like the Mumford & Sons got this, I don't know. Okay, but let's get into the men versus women of it. And unfortunately, there are some tough things that happen to women when it comes to stress.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just to start off, as Dr. Syal was saying, that there can be physical and emotional responses to a stressful situation. There can also be consequences, right, for your health in the long term. Exhaustion, headaches, digestive issues, chest pain, muscle tension, psychological, mental health impacts, anxiety, irritability, depression, and panic attacks. So there are differences between the way or the way men and women respond to stress that are hormonal, they are behavioral as well as biological. It has been scientifically shown, and I'm sure all the women who are listening to this might agree, that we do experience stress more intensely. We're more likely to internalize stressful situations as opposed to sort of like pushing them away. We're nearly twice as likely to be depressed. Wow. And this one I think is interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this concept, tend and befriend. So this is sort of the converse of the flight or fright, right? Yeah. That men tend to experience more. Again, probably a biological basis to this. And this maybe has some evolutionary benefit. So back in the cavemen era,
I feel like that's
right? Exactly. If there's an attack, the men are responding with aggression and stuff to save their families, while women are responsible for the young. And that's sort of so that manifests as women reaching out to friends more and reaching for community in moments of stress, as opposed to the way men may handle
Maybe carrying more stress for other people.
Exactly. Also, right.
That is so interesting that there's a distinct physiological difference in how men and women absorb stress. So then that's a perfect segue, Dr. Azar. Does that mean fight or flight, Dr. Syal, for men, or how do they deal with it?
I'm going to ask you in a second. Men tend to sort of get aggressive, and this is broadly speaking, everyone is different, but men tend to sort of act outwards towards their stress, or they may withdraw socially, which is what I tend to do. When I get stressed, I tend to leave people on red, and it's not a good time. But that tends to be my response. Have you seen that with your own friends?
I personally will tell you, I never stop talking, so there's nothing that's going to shut that down. But I do eat a lot of chocolate when I'm stressed out. Is that what are coping mechanisms, I guess?
Yeah, well, that's one of them. Excessive eating and chocolate tends to be a big part of that. But men also, Sam, as I'm sure you know, they tend to sort of have a higher tendency for substance use. Our friends may turn to drinking, they may turn to gambling, sort of compulsive behaviors. And here's the big one, guys. I see this in my patients all the time. I'm sure Dr. Azar does too. They tend to be less likely to open up about it. One, they tend to be less likely to seek help. And when they actually get in that office room, you can sort of tell they tense up and they're sort of afraid to talk about it. And that can be a big problem.
That's the behavior component.
And Dr. Azar, real quick, cortisol. I can't get on social media without getting a reel about the impact of cortisol. Right. What is it about, and how much does it matter?
Yeah, well, first of all, cortisol is a very real thing, and it is extraordinarily important. It is a steroid hormone. It is also considered a stress hormone. It is responsible for everything from blood sugar control, your immune system, metabolism, and things like that. But in scenarios where you're chronically under stress, your body is releasing excess cortisol, and that is not good for you. Your levels naturally rise and decline in the day. Your cortisol is highest in the morning. It's lowest at night. But a lot of that social media stuff, we're not going to get dive too much into that. Suffice it to say that chronic stress is not good for your system physiologically.
Well, everybody take a deep breath. Thank you both. We appreciate it so much. And you can hear more from Dr. Syal about this in our expert tip of the day on today.com.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.